Hey guys, welcome to the garden. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kelly and this is our 12-acre farm. Well, today here in the garden it is really chilly and I'm in front of one of my shade houses. But it won't be a shade house for long because on today's video I'm actually going to be taking off the shade cloth and putting the plastic cover back on. This shade house or greenhouse was actually the very first greenhouse that we had here on the property, and last, shall I say, winter, we used it to start our seedlings for spring and summer. And it worked really, really well. But in summer here, we get really hot, so I had to take the plastic off and put some shade cloth on. And I was actually going to leave the shade cloth on over the winter because we do have a couple of other greenhouses here. However, I filled them up and I need the space, the warm space. So I've decided to take off the shade cloth and put the plastic cover back on to use it in the winter time as a greenhouse. I thought I've got the space, I've got the cover, so I might as well do it. Now, I had thought about putting the plastic on over the top of the shade cloth. However, this is already under a tree. It's a pecan tree above us. So I think the plastic already does provide a little bit of shade cover. So I think having the plastic on top of the shade cloth is just going to shade it out too much. So I think I will take this off. It wasn't that difficult to put on, so I'll take this off, fold it up, put it away in the shed bring it back out in the spring, and yeah, we'll get the plastic on. First things first, I need to cut off all of the cable ties. So when I put the shade cloth on, I just attached it with cable ties to the metal poles that went along here. So I'll just cut off all the cable ties. I don't think it will take me too long, so I'll start with the cable ties, and I think as I cut them off, the shade cloth will probably just fall off. Let's see. Might be a little difficult because I did do them pretty tight, so to get the scissors, I might be best off with a Stanley knife or something, but I'll try and get the scissors up underneath if I can make a little gap. Yes. So there is a tiny hole here in the shade cloth from the cable tie. It's not a huge deal. It's only little. And when I put it back on, it would be great if I could put it on in the same spot, so I could put the cable tie in the same spot so I'm not making extra holes. But I should clarify, this is actually a kit greenhouse. For a beginner gardener, this is great, or even someone that's been gardening for a long time, this is still a great option if you don't have a lot of cash to spend on a more sturdy full-time greenhouse, I should say. This does work great. You have to be careful in high winds though. You do need to have it secured pretty well. When you've got the shade cloth on, it's not as bad. The wind can go through it, whereas if you've got the plastic on, it does act like a bit of a parachute, so you will need to have it strapped down the best way that you can. I really want to make sure that I'm getting all of the cable ties as I cut them off. I've got wood chip, mulch and leaf litter on the ground here, so I really don't want to go losing the cable ties on the ground because I'm probably not going to find them, and then they'll just continue to break down into the soil, which I don't want. Actually upgraded and got a Stanley knife. Using the scissors to get in between the tiny gap was really difficult, so hopefully a Stanley knife will make the task a bit easier. Okay, so I think I have disconnected all of the cable ties, so I'm I'm going to try and pull the shade cloth off, and if it comes off, it means I have. We'll see how we go. Yes, we did it! I was going to fold this up, but it's really long, so I'm just going to have to sit it over in the corner, and I'll have to fold it up later when I have some help. So I've actually got all of these turmeric plants here. I did plant them a little late in the season, so they're definitely not ready. However, they're looking pretty sad, but I'm hoping once I make this a bit of a warmer area, they'll kind of perk up a little bit. I think they still probably have another couple of months to go. All of these here is passion fruit, and there's some sweet potato here. I grew all the passion fruit from seed. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but I was able to grow a lot of it, which is good. The sweet potato here I've got just from cuttings from my plants. But I really need to try and get most of this out before I start seeds for the spring, so I'm going to have to try and sort out another place to store these if this is going to be my seed area. Here is the cover for the greenhouse. It's just been sitting in between the two shade houses all summer long. This is actually a brand new one. It does have some dirt on the end, and I did see a little hole somewhere, so I'll have a better look as I unwrap it. I actually just hope that there's no mold on it. I don't like mold, so I will I'll unwrap it and I will try and get it over the frame. It's getting pretty late and I don't know how much more light I've got left, so I will try and do this quickly. This is a little different than my bigger greenhouses in the fact that when you open the door, my bigger greenhouses actually have a clip that you do up, whereas these smaller ones just have a Velcro strap that you just kind of attach together. I do need to go along and just attach the cover to the poles. So just inside here we have some more Velcro straps and some fabric straps as well that just attach to the main frame. Now obviously in a huge windstorm that could probably still blow off. It's not going to hold it. It may even pick up the whole frame. So that's why it's important to have it being held down around the bottom. It does have a little spot on the side here where you can attach some rope and attach it down to the ground like what you would do with a tent. With our big greenhouses, we actually have dirt around the bottom, kind of adding that extra weight to stop it from lifting up, and that's worked well. It's been a bit windy and they haven't moved, so that's obviously worked well. It is all done, so it is doable to put the cover on these greenhouses yourself. Mind you, it's a little bit awkward, so obviously having a second person there to help you would make it a lot easier. Also, I haven't put something down the bottom like I mentioned before, and especially if I want to keep it warm in here, I'm going to have to do that. I do have wood chip mulch on the ground, so even if I kind of shovel it away, then put the plastic down and put that over the top, that will definitely help to keep it down and then keep it warmer in here as well. So if I want it warmer in here, which is the goal, which is why I put it on, I'm definitely going to have to seal up the bottom there. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you learnt a thing or two in this video. If you have any questions, please make sure you pop them below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a like, share it around, and subscribe, as that's going to help my channel out a lot. I hope you all can get out into your gardens as well, plant some seeds, plant some plants, grow some food, and try and be a bit more self-sufficient. But until then, I'll see you all next time. Bye.